So some of you are going to hear this for the third time. So that's cool. Keep beating it in. We are fortunate at Coastal to be able to host a professional organization. In this instance, it's the third year in a row that we're going to host the International Society of Sports Nutrition. The ISSN is the premier organization when it comes to sports nutrition. If you think of training for general population and special populations, you think of the American College of Sports Medicine. If you don't yet, wait till the end of your time here, and you will, because ACSM will be made very familiar to you. In this case, we're hosting the ISSN Saturday, September 29th for a workshop/conference. I'd like to go through it with you really quick. It's going to be, in addition to really great information that should hopefully pique your interest in one way or another, it's going to be a great networking opportunity as well. We have professors coming from up and down the East Coast, as far north as Connecticut, as far south as Fort Lauderdale. We also have a number of professionals that are going to be attending this event. We have owners of private facilities from both the greater Myrtle Beach area and then as far away as, right now, Washington, D.C., possibly flying in from Santa Monica, California. So if you're interested in human performance, this will be a great opportunity to start building your network, perhaps put some leads out for jobs or internships. We also have a couple strength and conditioning coaches coming from various NCAA schools, so if that's your interest as well, good opportunity to network there. But if you're interested in going more pre-professional, physical therapy, OT, we have the owners of one of the largest physical therapy groups in the Myrtle Beach region that will be attending this event. So it's a good opportunity to network. I'm going to go through the talks with you really quick. Our first speaker is Dr. Cassandra Forsyth. She's coming from Central Connecticut State University. Cassandra, or Dr. Forsyth's research has focused on female adaptation, specifically to training and nutrition. She's published a few books on training and nutrition for women, and she's also the founder of Girls Gone Strong, which is an organization focused on bringing young women into resistance training and all the positive benefits, both physiological and mental, that come with it. When women engage in a high volume of training and are not eating enough calories, which we see especially in NCAA athletes, my research has shown time and time again that female athletes competing at the NCAA level just do not eat enough food to meet their needs. So if you combine inadequate nutrition with a high volume of training, women tend to lose their periods. This is called athletic amenorrhea. And it's an issue. It reduces performance, and it also comes with several health risks, including an increased risk of bone fractures, injuries, things like that. So Dr. Forsyth's talk is going to be why this happens, why it's a concern, and what can we do about it. Specifically, she's going to talk about nutritional interventions, training interventions, but also cognitive and behavioral interventions. We see this often happen in cross-country athletes, but what is also happening in a lot is female athletes where there's some sort of focus on body type. So gymnasts, dancers, figure skaters, all those athletes are judged not only on how well they perform, but also to an extent how skinny they are or what they look like. And so there's a big focus on maintaining a certain weight or body composition or body type in those sports. And we also see it in physique athletes, women competing in bikini, figure, etc. Our next speaker is Dr. Lauber from Coastal, and his research looks at blood flow restriction. In blood flow restriction training, you put a cuff or a tourniquet approximately on the limb, so right here on the arms, here on the thighs, and you restrict blood flow out of the muscle. Thereby, you also restrict most of the blood coming into the muscle. You probably think this sounds like a bad thing, right? Talk about exercise, increasing blood flow, supplements to increase blood flow. Well, we find that doing blood flow restriction training with a light weight actually increases muscle mass similar to training with a heavier weight. Cool if you want big biceps. Also, really cool if you're going to be interested in some sort of rehab in sports medicine. For example, you have an athlete or an individual, maybe an elderly individual, and they break their leg, or they need a serious knee replacement, knee injury, something like that. They can't exercise this leg, it atrophies, the muscle size goes down. Now their left leg is doing a lot more work compensating, and that opens them up to a whole risk of injuries. Well, you can't put that person through an intense training program. Their ligaments and everything else just can't handle it. And if you have them lift light weights, it's not going to do anything. But if you lift light weights, blood flow restriction, you bring back that muscle mass, and you can return that person to play or activities of daily living, perhaps a lot quicker. Tricia Van Dusseldorp is the vice president of the ISSN, and she's going to be joining us from Kennesaw State University. Dr. Van Dusseldorp's research has looked into amino acid supplementation and performance and body composition outcomes. So her talk is specifically going to be focused on branched chain amino acids, or BCAAs, which are an incredibly popular supplement. And they're touted to do all these wonderful things, but do them? What you're going to find is their effects are very contextual. There's certain applications where they're useful, certain applications where they're harmful, maybe not from a health standpoint, but not enhancing performance. And there's a lot of applications where they don't do anything at all. We'll have a nice hour and a half for networking and lunch. Senior Frogs is catering the event. So lunch is included in your ticket. The owner, Carlos, messaged me the other day and asked what I wanted. He's like, do you want healthy options or do you want full-on Mexican? And I said I want both, because I want some full-on Mexican, right? But maybe you want like chicken and brown rice and vegetables. So we'll have a good mix. Dr. Jose Antonio is the president of the ISSN, and he's a professor at Nova Southeastern University in Fort Lauderdale. He definitely has the most catchy title up here. But he's done a lot of research in protein metabolism, and lately his research has focused on high protein diets and how effective and how safe they are. And he's done some pretty relatively long-term studies for the field. So in one study, he had subjects consume over 4 grams per kilogram of body mass of protein. Giovanna, how much do you weigh? 60 kilograms. So Giovanna would be eating about 240 grams of protein per day. To put that in perspective, that's like, I don't know, close to 3 pounds of meat per day. And he had these subjects do this for an extended period of time. And he looked at a whole host of different things. Changes in bone mineral density, blood lipids, cholesterol, body composition, performance. Do you think you could eat that much meat? No? Sounds like a dream come true if someone gave me that much meat. My talk is nutritional strategies to optimize body composition. And this is what my research focuses on. How can we use training and nutrition to get people leaner and or more muscular? And I do some coaching as well with physique athletes. And so we're going to look at the nitty-gritty of this. Should you cut carbs? Should you cut fats? If so, how much? What type of training should you do? Should you do cardio? How much? And we'll look at it both for everyday people who just want to become leaner to elite athletes. We'll look at a study we did with the baseball team a few years before they won their national title. Our last 2 speakers are coming from the University of North Carolina. They're both graduate students. Eric Trexler is finishing up his PhD. He is a professional natural bodybuilder. He's worked with several bodybuilders as well. And his talk is evidence-based approaches to preparation for physique sports. So he's going to look at what you need to do those final 2, 3, 4 months before a physique competition. Physique being bodybuilding, or what's called men's physique, which is like a little smaller version of bodybuilding. And on the women's side, there's a whole host of different classes. There's bikini, there's figure, there's physique, and there's bodybuilding, going from the least muscular to the most muscular. But in any case, you need to build muscle, you need to decrease body fat, and you need to be able to show it off on stage. And that's what his talk is going to be about. how do you come in and really look your best? Finally is Greg Knuckles. He is a graduate student at the University of North Carolina. He's a championship powerlifter. His best squat was over 800 pounds. And there's a little bit of a debate right now among sports scientists in regards to how much does increasing muscle mass actually translate to increases in strength performance. And that's what his talk is going to be about. Do you need to get big to get super strong? At the end, we'll have a little roundtable discussion, opportunity to ask questions. If you don't want to raise your hand and ask questions, we're going to set up a hashtag. You can tweet them in, and we can ask questions at the end. It'll be a pretty entertaining day. Try to keep it relatively low key. Do you have any questions?
You can tell them about the great deal for registration for students?
Yeah. So if you want to register, register online. Please do it on a laptop or a computer. I tried to register someone on my phone the other day, and it wasn't working for whatever reason. For students, the ticket price is $19 if you're an ISSN member, $29 if you're a non-member. For professionals, for non-students, the prices range from $89 to $149. And this is if you register before September 1st. After that, the price goes up like 10 or 20 bucks. Also, Jose told me that anyone who registers for this conference from Coastal can get half off to the annual conference, which this year is in Las Vegas. People from around the world come to that conference. If you want to get a student's perspective on what it's like to go to an ISSN annual conference, this past summer, I was fortunate enough to bring Haley McNulty and Sydney Brown, both students who recently graduated, because they did some research, and they presented at the annual ISSN and attended it. So if you want to see what it's like from a student's point of view, I'll give you their contact information, and you can reach out. I'm told Las Vegas is a good time too. So if you want to register online, here you go. It's in the Wall Building, Saturday the 29th. This flyer will, you have a copy of it?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I can put it on our
Dr.
website.
Wilson will put it on Moodle, and here's some more information about the talks, information about the speakers. He doesn't look like an 800-pound squatter. Put a bar on his back and he becomes Superman. And yeah, you know where the Wall Building is. So, questions?